When it comes to creating a life that feels fulfilling, meaningful, and purposeful, there are a few key considerations that we need to make. One of the first ones is the importance of the little things. We have a tendency to focus on the big, grandiose changes that we want to implement, as opposed to seeing that our life, our habits, our behaviors are made up of the small little choices that we make on a daily basis. We totally underestimate the significance that these small little choices, these small little changes can have on our overall well-being. So be really lenient with yourself and recognize that these small little things make a significant difference when they're done consistently. We have to remember as well that consistency does not necessarily mean perfection. I mean, we're all capable of mistakes, of failures, and of doing shitty things. And the more we realize that our fallibility is part of the human experience, the more compassionate we can be with ourselves. Now, this isn't about letting ourselves off the hook. This isn't about not being accountable or responsible for yourself. It is about recognizing that you are human and talking to yourself kindly, encouraging yourself, as opposed to coming down hard on yourself all of the time, particularly when you experience setbacks. I mean, ultimately, any learning experience, any healing journey, any period of growth is never linear. There is always going to be 2 steps forward and 1 step back. But what you have to remember there is that you're still taking 1 step forward, and that's what counts. Another important question to ask yourself is what actually matters. I mean, we tend to be quite poor at prioritizing. We tend to put a lot of emphasis on being productive and on being successful, and we forget that what really matters is the relationships that we have, the connections that we have, the ways in which we contribute to the world, and the meaning that we create in our lives. We also have a tendency to chase after things which we deem socially acceptable. And this is often the consequence of our social media feeds. You know, we see people that we admire doing certain things or living their life a certain way. And consequently, we chase after what it is that they're doing without even checking in with ourselves as to whether or not this is important to us. Social media is curated to impress and also intimidate us. There is nothing more draining than looking at other people's lives and feeling inadequate as a consequence. And it happens so easily. I mean, we do it in a very automated fashion. We don't even know half the time what it is that we're looking at. We're just there scrolling. So the more we can stay away from feeds that are intimidating, that make us feel bad about ourselves, or that leave us feeling fatigued, the more likely we are to be present, the more likely we are to be doing the things that are important to us, and the more likely we are to be engaging with other people in a meaningful way, as opposed to passively engaging with people, feeling like as if you're connecting, but you're not actually at all. If you would like to commence on a healing journey or implement some meaningful change in your life, get in touch with me on my website. It is fundamentals.ie.